Next up at UFC 308, we have Abus Magomedov taking on Brunno Ferreira. Abus Magomedov, 26-6 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision win.
To prevent dehydration, people with HIV should drink plenty of fluids, especially clear liquids like water, ginger ale, or peppermint or ginger tea. Sports drinks can also help, but they contain sugar, which can lead to diarrhea. It's best to drink fluids between meals to avoid speeding up digestion.
Okay. Brunno Ferreira, 12-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off back-to-back knockout wins. And this is an interesting matchup that has a lot of people split. Abus Magomedov is a versatile striker, pretty big guy, tall, lean. He has wrestling if he needs it, pretty sneaky power, and that's because it never looks like he's throwing big shots, but he can put people down. He's a long-rangey striker, does a good job using that length to counter-strike and keep people at the end of his strikes. He will throw everything from tight hooks to head kicks, and be hittable, but even though he can be hittable, and even if he is on the wrong side of some exchanges, he'll look to wrestle. He'll quickly shoot a double leg, try to get it to the ground. He's coming off that bounce-back win over Warlley Alves, where he did live up to the last name and wrestled heavy. Taking on Brunno Ferreira, just short, stocky, fast, powerful guy. He's light on his toes, constantly mixing up, bouncing around, and then firing in all sorts of attacks. He'll bounce on those toes, and as I mentioned, that helps him come in and out of the pocket. Even though he is fast, even though he's a powerful striker, he can be low volume early because he doesn't just immediately look to mix it up. He'll wait for his shots. He'll look to manage range. He'll try to find a rhythm. He's got okay BJJ, very powerful takedowns if he decides to shoot them, but he's definitely a striker and he only grapples if he absolutely needs to. The question is always, and I said this on the quick picks, just how bad is Abus? Because he had one win in the UFC, and the UFC was like, shoot this dude to the top. And they gave him a main event with Sean Strickland, who stopped him. Then they're like, all right, you didn't beat Sean Strickland, but here's a grappler, a good grappler in Kyle Barallo, and he lost that fight too. And now we're in a situation where he lost those 2 fights, 2 actual good guys at this weight class. Then he fought an old man in Warlley Alves, squeaks out a decision. So where is Abus Magomedov in his career? Is he a fraud? Is he not a fraud? Is he good? Is he not? And we're going to find out in this fight because Brunno Ferreira is dangerous as shit. And he will wait for his opportunity, find it, close the gap, and then give it a good old try. He's going to close that distance, light on the toes, and bomb away. He's either going to connect or he's not. I think he connects. Brunno Ferreira is going to be the pick here, but obviously not the most confident pick I've ever had in my life, but I think Brunno can get it done. I think Abus doesn't like pressure, and Bruno's going to give him some pressure. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I don't think Bruno's that good. Obviously, he's got power, and if he lands the power, he can knock people out. He also gets hit. This is a guy that was getting basically lit up by Dustin Stoltzfus. He was taken down by Dustin Stoltzfus. I know he's like a national judo whatever, and you saw him try to use a little bit of a hip toss when he was getting taken down. But against good, decent wrestlers, that just does not work. And Abus is a good wrestler. You saw it against Warlley. He actually proved a lot of stuff. He proved he has good cardio because you say barely squeaked by. He dominated that fight. It was 30-27.
I like to.
I mean, he basically mauled Warlley and showed good, end-to-end, bell-to-bell cardio. And if he brings in a wrestling game plan, you saw how easily Dustin was able to take down and control Brunno. And not only was he taking down Brunno, when Brunno got up, about 3 minutes of grappling, Brunno looked like he was about to fucking die. There was a reason why he started throwing like wild shit, because he knew he was starting to fade. He knew Dustin was landing stuff, and he got taken down again. It was going to be an issue. That's when people start doing the weird spinning wild shit, and he ended up hurting a guy like Dustin who, I love Dustin. He was a former Lock of the Week as well, but he is what he is. He's been a chinny guy in the past, but Dustin was looking good in that fight. Got the takedowns, was landing good shots. Abus is even longer than Dustin, can stay at range with that front kick, keep Brunno away, and when Brunno gets close, I think those level changes are going to be there. If you're looking at skill for skill, I think Abus has an opportunity to look like a minus 500 favorite in this fight, because if he gets the wrestling going early, Brunno is going to gas, and Abus could be able to find a finish. Even in the striking, I think his length is going to be fine. In this type of fight, Bruno's going to be a little bit desperate, wide with those shots, and I actually like Abus a lot in this fight. I think he has an opportunity it's a buy low spot. I understand that Brunno is a dangerous guy. If Abus just stays out of the pocket, she will just point him, and then I don't think Bruno's got more than 4 minutes of cardio, so I'm going Abus. I bet it, and I think he can look like a fucking minus 400 or 500 favorite in this one.
Yeah, listen, I'm picking Brunno. I agree. He's probably first round or bust. Like, that's it. He could absolutely sleep a Boost in the first round. He absolutely can. But if it goes beyond that, even though it's a battle of who has less cardio, frankly, a Boost at least has the wrestling backup plan, which will just exhaust Brunno even more. I think Brunno can get it done early. Might be a Gregory Rodriguez situation all over again. We'll see what happens. No bet for me, though. Jakey Boy's a little more confident. He does have bets.
He struggled against the long-rangey guys before.
Sure. I don't disagree, but he also came back and made it happen. He had an issue with Nursultan Ruzaboyev, who I think is very good, and he ate one. He didn't, like, it wasn't, yeah, obviously that guy's long and lean, and that did it, but he ate one. Like, it's not like he was getting dotted up from the outside. Like, it was just a whap, and that was the end of it, but.
It's just a shame, Boost is not known to do that.
$8,400 in DraftKings Fantasy. If you're as confident as Jakey Boy is, that is phenomenal value. $7,800 for Brunno Ferreira. If you think he gets that early knockout, if he's Sean Strickland's a Boost with forward pressure and then a late finish, then that makes a lot of sense for you. You can unlock the DraftKings picks, the plays, the optimizer. You can unlock the FanDuel plays. You can unlock the prize picks, the underdog. You can unlock every single pick, bet, round line, lean, and everything else that we do right now. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's freaking $10 for an entire month. And if you don't believe me, you should believe Combat Chameleon. $1.99. Guys, join premium. It's $10 freaking dollars. Thank you, Combat Chameleon.
Like the video if you haven't already.
We've got 800 people here, so hopefully.
Oh my God! Like the video if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate that. Even if you don't want to become a premium member, that really does help. Not quite as much, but it does help a
lot. Seth Otto, $1.99 super chat. Look up the top 5 states with AIDS. Let me know what you found. I did look it up. California, Texas, and Florida. So 2 or 3.
The old people all.